Good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Her Morning Coffee. It's 5 days of my most powerful business and branding strategies in honor of National Small Business Week. Today, we're going to be talking about how to consistently attract clients. So, while people are getting ready to come in the room, let me take a moment to introduce myself. So, my name is Kashaira, and I am a brand strategist and business coach. Good morning. And I help women entrepreneurs launch their businesses as well as expand their current businesses and getting to offering info products, courses, all kinds of cool things. So, I'll be telling you a little bit more about that at the end of this training. But this is day 4 in the series. So if you're just now getting caught up or getting tuned in, all of the replays from the earlier sessions are available on IGTV. To access IGTV, simply go to my profile and click the IGTV icon. It's right next to all of the highlight icons. But you can see we've had a really good week. Monday, we kicked off with 6-figure mindset strategies. Tuesday, we talked about positioning yourself as an expert in your industry. Yesterday, what did we talk about? Y'all remind me. We talked about how I attracted 400 leads without using paid advertising. I'm still a little tired this morning. My coffee has not kicked in. And today we're building upon that by talking about how to book yourself solid, what I like to call sold out secrets, how to consistently attract clients. What you can do while I'm pulling up my notes is if you hit the little arrow icon on the bottom hand of your screen, you can DM this video to your friends. You can tell them to tune in and capture the replay and all of those things. How today's training is going to work, it's 2 parts. The first half, we're going to talk about building an irresistible brand that attracts people, because before you can start selling, you need a solid brand. That your brand needs to be magnetic, and it needs to make people want to engage, want to know what you're about, want to know what you have going on. So we're going to start with that, and there's 4 steps for building an irresistible brand. Then the second half of this is how do you book yourself solid, and there's 5 steps for that. Okay, so I want to make sure that I don't confuse you. We're going to do a 2-step process. I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can, so you can go off and quickly implement, and then we'll wrap up talking about the Power Collective's Fast Track program, okay? All right, so let's start off with keys to building an irresistible brand. Branding is where it starts. Before you can move forward, you need to build a solid brand. This is why I talk to you about how to position yourself as an expert in your industry, because we all know everybody's industry is saturated, and that's not an excuse to show up and get in front of your clients, because you have a special gift and a special story that no one else has. And there are people out here who are waiting on you and who need your help and who need your support. So the first step to building an irresistible brand is first looking to build rapport and a relationship with your ideal customer. Remember, we talked about doing market research yesterday and surveying your folks, and in an informal way, asking questions, thinking about things like the polling feature on Instagram stories, or when you post on your feed, are you ending your captions with the question and an easy to answer question? I know a couple people were saying, well, what happens if nobody responds to my surveys or the answers don't make sense? I would reevaluate the question. You don't want to ask questions that are too difficult, because your clients, your ideal clients, when people are on social media, they're not about to rack their brain to answer something. I prefer to go with yes or no questions and then build upon that, okay? In your marketing content, the next step for building a relationship is actually talking directly to them versus at them. And I know when you're an expert, sometimes it can feel hard to do that because you want to teach and you want to coach and you want to learn. And so one way to talk with them versus at them is having a conversational tone. Okay, one thing I always do is I insert personal stories into my lessons. So that way, if I'm talking about, hey, here's one of the reasons why you may be struggling to get sales, it doesn't come off like I'm making you feel bad. I'm actually telling you, here's all of the things I messed up on early on that impacted my ability to get sales. And if you're doing the things that I did, here's how you can stop, or here's how you can move forward. Okay, so I insert myself into those stories. in your emails, ask people to reply back to you with something simple and then build on it, because essentially what you're looking to do is obviously build the relationship, build the connection, but you also want to build the habit of taking action when they see you, right? It's a psychological thing. If you get people used to engaging with you, they're going to continue. There's people who always DM me, they're always replying to my stories, and I'm replying back, right? That's the nature of the game, right? You have to start to have a conversational type business in order to build relationships if you're in the service space, because no matter what, if you're a coach or consultant, people have to trust you. And even in my lane, where it's all business strategy, there's still an element of vulnerability that comes with this. Number one, you have to tell me all about your business. Number two, you have to tell me where you're probably making mistakes. And number three, you have to trust me enough to make the investment, number one, and then show up for yourself when you make that investment. So I have to do everything I can to meet you halfway so that you can have trust and faith in me to take that next step. Okay. And if you have questions as I'm going through, please put them in the comments. You don't have to be shy and wait till it's over. You can definitely put questions in the comments. Okay. The second step for building an irresistible brand is adding value directly to their pain points. So this really builds on our other piece from the other day when we talked about our free content. Your free content should be what brings you customers and drives people to your website and what makes them believe that you're an expert. And one thing I talked to you about the other day is that you don't have to create a ton of content. You need to create quality content. And you can continue to redirect people to that. You can take that and expound upon it. So I gave the example of, if you send out an email with 5 talking points on it, take one of those points and make it an Instagram caption. Take another one of those points and break it down even further and make it a live stream. So it's about working smarter and not harder, but keeping in mind that you're the expert, not your audience member. So even though it may seem basic to you to take this point and break it down more, you have to keep in mind that your audience is with you because they don't know. So you can't assume that it's too small. Nothing is too small. One of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make in my space is they keep signing up for all the free stuff, which nothing's wrong with that. We sign up for free stuff, but they are wondering why the free stuff isn't working when they apply it. And that's because most people's free content is barely scratching the surface. That's why it's free. It's like, hey, here's some information, but if you want the full pie, you have to pay for it, right? That's just the nature of the game. That's life. But that's why you only have this little bit and you need this whole thing in order to make it work. And so now you're frustrated and you feel like something's wrong with you, and it's not. You just don't have enough information to piece this together. You don't have enough information to make this work. Right? That's why even with my clients, we talk all the time, but I still have a classroom for them that they can log into at any point that has templates, videos, courses, all kind of stuff, because there's inevitably something that's going to come up after a call, and I don't want them to have to wait on my email back with the question. I want them to have complete access to everything they need, because this is a full picture. This is not just a small corner, okay? So add value directly to their pain points. Remember we talked about the other day that your first big offer should solve their biggest pain point. We're trying to tackle the biggest challenge, the thing that's really stressing them out. We're not selling nice to have stuff. We're selling I need this today stuff, right? There's no point in me selling you a course on how to make money on social media if you haven't even figured out who your audience is, or if you haven't even figured out what it is you sell. So that course on social media is a nice to have, which means you're going to prolong buying it. You're going to get it 6 to 12 months later. If I would have put out the course that solves your biggest challenge now, you would have signed up. So the same thing with your free content. How can I really tackle the things that they really need to know now and go deep into it? Because the best thing you can do in your free content is create an aha moment for somebody. The minute you create an aha moment for somebody, they're hooked, right? Now they're just waiting on the perfect offer. Oh, I would love to come to the UK. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh, we have to figure something out. That would be lovely. I've never been over there, but I dream of going. Listen, we need to hook that up. Okay. And if you're just coming in, we're talking about how to consistently attract clients. The training is split in 2 halves. The first half is 4 ways to build an irresistible brand. The second half is 5 steps for attracting clients consistently. So I want to make sure nobody gets lost, okay? So the next piece, point number 3 for building the irresistible brand, show up consistently in your customers' spaces, okay? This means understanding where they spend their time. This does not mean you need to be on every social media platform. I recommend prioritizing the top 1 or 2 that your customers frequent to build your digital brand, especially if you're new. Now, when your business explodes and you grow and you can hire a team member and get the most expensive software, then by all means dominate all platforms. But when you're first getting started, you need to set yourself up to win. If you're already trying to figure out how to make this entrepreneurship thing work, let alone stressing about managing your YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram, you're going to face burnout really, really fast, and you're going to throw it all away. So make it easy for yourself. Prioritize 1 or 2, and also keep in mind, this is about where your customers are. So even if you just love Instagram and the dev, if your customers are really active in Facebook groups, then guess where you need to be? Facebook groups, okay? So not only do you need to show up where they are, but you need to show up consistently, okay? Consistently. Remember, we talked about if you're new, this does not mean once a week. If you're new, this basically means every business day or every other business day based on your schedule. But you really need to show up consistently in their spaces. And then I want to translate into also thinking about opportunities for exposure. So when you think about where am I going to pitch myself to be a speaker or be on a podcast, or where am I going to pitch myself to contribute to somebody's blog or write an article for a magazine, again, where are your customers at? You may really love Essence, but if your customers really like Black Enterprise, then you need to pitch Black Enterprise to write an article for them. You may really love this one podcast, but that podcast would be for people who are experts like you. You may need to pitch the podcast where you know your customers are going to for this type of information. And even when it comes to speaking engagements, right? I know we all want to speak at the really cute, brunches, but if your customers aren't into that, then you need to go speak where they're going and where they're buying tickets. Or my favorite thing to do is host your own stuff. Even if it's a small thing, it can be impactful with 5 people in the room. Trust and believe, I've seen it myself, okay? So understanding where they're hanging out so you can put yourself there. For my side hustlers, professional associations, networking groups, events, all of that stuff, it needs to be intentional. And some of it's going to be trial and error. You're not going to magically have all the answers today. But as you start to go out more and put yourself out there more, you start to understand what works for your niche and what doesn't. The second half of showing up in their spaces is actually leveraging lifestyle marketing. What kind of marketing will entice your client to support you and buy from you? And this is going to go deep real quick, okay? I know we all don't want to talk about the vain stuff, but the vain stuff matters for some niches, right? If you are selling clothes, you need to have nice quality pictures of your clothes and where people can go to wear them, okay? You need to have lifestyle marketing. Show me how I can wear this dress to brunch and to a night out and to church and wherever else I can wear this outfit, right? In my case, many of my clientele, they want to live a lifestyle of freedom. And they want to live a lifestyle of luxury to a certain extent. So that means I need to have pictures where I'm showcasing what a life as a full-time entrepreneur looks like, the laptop lifestyle, but also it's authentic to me. I'm not the girl that's just on cruises every week, but I do travel a lot and I do like to stay in nicer places. And every now and then I like to splurge on a handbag or something like that. So I'm including those things in my content in terms of my photos and my videos because that matters to the people who typically buy from me. So again, if you're telling me that you can help me get rid of my stress, I need to see pictures and videos of what a no stress lifestyle looks like. But again, it's kind of vain because there is no defined way. Let me know if this is making sense. But to a certain extent, if I'm hiring someone to help me with as a life coach to get rid of my stress, I want to see them looking peaceful and serene and having fun and all of their images and all of their content, okay? If they in all their pictures looking mean and looking stressed and just got sweatpants on like I do, no, I'm not doing that, right? Does that make sense? Let me know. You can put an emoji in the comments or some, because I want to make sure that makes sense, because nobody likes to talk about the look, but the look sometimes matters depending upon your niche. Okay. And then if it's not about literally the look, it's about the quality of the imagery, right? Especially for those of you that are in products. Okay. We need to see crystal clear pictures of those products. Like blurry pictures don't sell. Blurry videos don't sell. Selfies are only going to get us so far. These are the things that people don't really want to talk about, but in certain spaces, specifically health, beauty, if you are selling a lifestyle, no matter if it's a healthy lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle, a luxury lifestyle, a peaceful lifestyle, a financially free lifestyle, those things are going to matter. Just saying. Okay. And then the last piece for building the irresistible brand part is showcase the benefits of working with you. Okay. Most people, when they're pitching their offers, they only focus on the features of the offer. It's, you get 6 coaching calls, you get 100-page workbook, or you get 50 hours of trainings, and that's cute. But they want to know, okay, what happens after I fill out the 100-page workbook, and what happens after the coaching calls? Essentially meaning, what is life like after working with you? What am I now able to do? What am I now able to understand? What am I now able to comprehend? What will I physically have? So in my 90-day fast track coaching program, I say not only will you have complete clarity on your new niche and your new project, whatever it is we built together, but you'll also have an implementation plan that includes your revenue goals and your marketing strategy and your funnel outline so that you know how to maintain what we built. You see how very specific that is? And I didn't make that up. That's actually true. That's like something you'll be able to literally go back and tell somebody, I signed up for this program and here's exactly what I'm going to get from it, versus I don't know, I just know we're going to have some coaching calls and I think it's going to be great because the content is great, so we'll see. It's a difference between unsure and exact. If you do all of the things that I tell you to do in this program, you will leave the program with X, Y, and Z. Okay? So you want to focus on those benefits. You have to convince people, why should they invest their time and money? And it's not always about how much it is. It's really just about, are you worth it? Sometimes we're just like, well, I feel like my program isn't that expensive, so that means I don't have to do the most. You still do, because this is still an investment no matter what. And nobody's giving their money to somebody when they're unsure of what they get. Confusion does not sell. Confused buyers, unclear buyers do not buy, and they're not about to hunt you down to ask the questions. You have to do everything in your best interest to sell your services or your products in whatever way you do so, whether it's a sales page, a video, whatever. You need to let people know, here's exactly what you're going to leave with so that they can articulate it in their head, which makes them more likely to say yes. Okay, so any questions on the branding part before I transition into the 5 ways to book yourself solid? Okay. All right, so transition into that piece. And this is for service providers. Let me just clarify that part, because I want this to make sense. The first thing is, before you can book yourself solid, you need to understand what that actually means for you. Essentially meaning, how many clients can you take on? A lot of people don't know that. Like, especially if you work a job, you need to know this, because you don't want to be to the point where you can't serve people, you have to turn them away. So you need to look at your calendar, create a capacity calendar, an availability calendar, and figure out, based upon the service that I have, how many clients can I handle per month. If it's a long-term program, then that means if I can only handle 5 clients per month, then I'm booked for the next 90 days. I need to start recruiting probably in month 60 so people can get signed up for the next round. So you need to understand the length of time and how many people you can have so that you can have your calendar set. Remember that running your business is more than just having coaching calls. If you are a coach or consultant, it's not just, oh, my calls are 30 minutes, so it's only going to be 30 minutes a person. That means I can have all these people per month. Hell no. First of all, there's a lot of administrative stuff that comes into managing a coaching business. There are a lot of emails. Every single day, I probably have at least 15 emails from clients. And they're just questions. They're good questions, but it's like, that's just the nature of the beast. There's always going to be questions from people. There's always going to be technical issues. There's always going to be billing issues. There's always going to be, oh, this person didn't get a contract, let me fix that. And then, not to mention, you still have to do your own content creation, your own marketing, your own business development. Then you got to find time for your own professional development, because just because you got clients don't mean you stagnant. You still need to be learning. So more than likely, you have a coach that you report to, or you're in a mastermind, or you're in a membership group, so you got to carve out time to sharpen your own sword. Oh, and you still need to sleep, and you need to eat, and got to take care of your kids, your family, whatever you got going on, right? This is beyond just a one coaching call, okay? Especially if you are like me and you have video resources that go with it, worksheets that go with it. Oh, you want to build something new because you are creative and you always got ideas. Like, it's more than that. So you really need to think about, this is not just I'm just having phone calls. You have to look at it like a business. And if you overbook yourself, you're either going to create a bad client experience for some people, or you're going to have to turn them away and offer refunds afterwards. And neither scenario is good. Okay. So step one is get clarity on your availability and set up a calendar. For those of you that are in coaching and consulting, please set up a calendar. Go to Acuity, go to Calendly, go to somebody. Dubsado has a calendar. Please, nobody wants to do back and forth to book calls with you. Number one, you don't want to go back and forth to book calls with them. And then my favorite thing, if people want to reschedule, they can just click a button in the email to reschedule. You don't have to do anything. Acuity or Calendly can work as a personal assistant for you with just meetings. And like, you can have different appointment types and all of those things. So now go into your Acuity or your Calendly and say, here's my days and times for meeting with clients. Here's my days and times for consultations and sales calls and any other appointment types. If you have a certain day where you're doing podcast interviews or whatever else, put it in a calendar. Put it in a calendar. Okay, step number 2. You want to have an engaging sales page. Your sales page and or your website should act as a salesperson when you're not around. That's the whole point. You can go to thepowercollective.co at 8 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 5 a.m. You can read through all of my services. You can schedule a consultation. You can get a free workbook. And all of these things can happen while I'm off somewhere minding my business, okay? Your website needs to be a salesperson for you. It should be clear. The purpose of sales calls is to answer people's questions, because people should be coming to sales calls for the most part knowing they want to work with you, but just needing a little bit of clarity on a couple little points, and obviously to discuss pricing and payment plans. What are the payment options? That should be the point of the sales call. If the sales call has to be deeper than that, then there may be an issue with how you're explaining your offers on your sales page. So you want to make it clear what your program and offerings are, what your services are, what's included, and the benefits so that they're coming to the call informed. You want to have really strong written content, really clear written content. And if you struggle with content writing for your sales pages, here's my best advice. Stop trying to make it sound good and be direct. Being direct always wins. Being clear always wins. Don't worry about having to give stuff fancy names all the time. Just say what it is. You'll get better with copywriting over time, or you just hire somebody later on, but be direct. Also, you need strong visuals. Again, in this game, especially if you're trying to charge premium pricing, you want to have high quality images, and they can be stock photos, that's fine, but they need to be really clear and really good and positioned well and just fit well. It needs to look good. Again, people are about to make a huge decision for their lives in most cases. So they every step of the way, they need assurance. Any issues with the website or sales page can cause doubt. And in this game, doubt can kill that fast. It doesn't even need to be a lot of doubt. This much doubt can kill a sale. So you need to do everything on your end to make sure it's good. I load my website with testimonials. There are testimonials on every single page on the Power Collective website. Multiple, not just one, multiple. I believe there's 4 or 5 on the home page. I think there's 3 on the mentorship page. There's 5 on the fast track page. Testimonials everywhere on purpose. I need to reaffirm your interest every step of the way. Okay. Questions on sales pages. Okay. Let me know in the comments. I know the comments are a little delayed, so just let me know. Okay. Step number 3. You want to start to have your sales funnels. I know sales funnels are a little complicated, but they don't actually have to be. Essentially, you want to figure out how can you start to attract people to get on your email list from the website. Because most times somebody goes to the site and they're interested, but they're just not ready yet. They may not be ready financially, or they may just want a little bit more information. That's the nature of the game again. So you have to think through, first of all, let me break this down on a very basic level. Do I have a place for somebody to give me their email address throughout my website? Again, on the Power Collective website, I believe every page except for the VIP day has some kind of free opt-in somewhere. and the free opt-in corresponds to the particular program of interest. So if you opt in on the homepage, it's a more general, hey, here's a free ebook. If you opt in on the mentorship page, that program is for new entrepreneurs who want coaching or aspiring entrepreneurs. So that freebie is all about how to launch a business, how to, do the foundational stuff. The Fast Track program, there's the training that's linked in my bio on Instagram. That training is over there because that's for people who are looking to accelerate what they already have. They already have a business and a brand, but they need help rolling out better offers. They need help positioning themselves for growth. They need help getting in front of their target customers, and or they're looking to rebrand altogether. So that video talks about the 4-step framework that allows us to get that work done in 90 days. So go to your website and think through. If somebody's looking at this particular package and they're interested, but they're not quite ready yet to get on a call, they need more information, am I making it easy for them to enter into my funnel? Am I making it easy for them to self-identify that they're a lead? That's what freebies are supposed to do. Remember the other day I talked about not making freebies for the hell of it, but making them intentionally so that it ties to the end game? That's what I'm talking about here. And again, you may not have the most robust funnel right now, but at minimum, if you get them on the email list by downloading that particular freebie, you can then segment them and tag them as an interest for this program. So when enrollment opens up, whenever you're opening up sales calls, you can send a targeted email. That's how I was able to sell out a group coaching program without a sales page, without going live. I didn't even tell anybody on social media. I sold out a group coaching program because I properly segmented leads in my email marketing tool, and I sent an email saying, hey, I have this beta program. It's 90 days. We're doing coaching calls every week in a group. Do you want in? And filled it like that. No sales calls either. It was just a series of email exchange because this stuff really works. But again, it's intentional because I make sure that I pay attention to what's bringing you to me. What are you signing up for? What are you engaging in? What emails are you opening? So that I can actually properly segment you, okay? In the Fast Track program, we do talk about that because it's really important. If you have an audience like me where you have a market and there's different types of ideal clients within, you want to make sure that you're offering the right stuff to the right people. You may not get it right all the time. That's okay. But for the most part, if you're hitting the mark, your sales will reflect that, okay? And again, when you have them in your email system, you can at some point roll a funnel out to them. Like, hey, you opted in for this web design service. Let's say somebody's on your page for a web design service, right? They download a checklist on all of the things they should have on their website. Cool. You can send them a 2 to 3 series email chain, introducing yourself, talking about the value of a strong website, one showing client testimonials, and the last one asking them to book a call with you to talk more about their site. That is a simple funnel, but it can work and it can be effective. So develop funnels that are built in your best interest. Okay. Point number 4, you need a strong sales pitch, okay, and a compelling call to action. So if you're selling over webinars and live stream, it needs to be seamless and it needs to be confident. The biggest thing that can kill a pitch is you being uncertain or unsure about the power of what it is you're offering. The only way to get better at this is to practice, ladies and gentlemen. Practice. Your first couple times, if you're brand new to this, it might be rough. It might be rocky. My first couple videos were and they're still up. I didn't even delete them because I want you to see the growth. It's gonna be rocky, but the only way you get better is by continuously doing it and continuously doing it and continuously doing it. If you need to practice in the mirror, do what you got to do, but you have to be confident in your offering. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of the price point. Don't be scared of what's included. Don't worry about all of that because you're basically already putting it out there that it's not going to work. So you have to have confidence in it. You also want to communicate a sense of urgency. You don't want to make it seem like you could just enroll whenever, even if that's the truth. You don't want it to be a whenever you feel like it. You want to communicate a sense of urgency. It's like, what can this person stand to lose if they don't take action right now? That's why I always say, how much longer are you going to sleep on your dreams? How much longer do you want to be frustrated and overwhelmed? How many more times are you going to wake up in the morning and wonder where your life is going? Because what you're putting out isn't working, but this is your passion, this is your dream. Do you want to give up on your dream? I say things like that because I work with women who are passionate. Every person that I work with, even if they are in a 9 to 5, whatever business they're building on the side is like so important to them. It sets their soul on fire. And it's like, it gives them life. So it's like, let me help you actually scale scale this thing so that it can literally be what you want it to be and can fulfill you in a way that you want it to be fulfilled. There's no worse feeling than a thing that you're passionate about causing frustration because you're putting in all this effort and energy and it doesn't work. Right? That's the other point of the fast track program. It's meant to be a 90-day experience because it's meant to be fast results, quick turnaround. We're not going to spend, forever doing these things, right? Because you have a different sense of urgency behind you. Okay? And then the last piece here, number 5, create an onboarding plan. So you have the plan for your success. So you have a dope sales page, you have a great email funnel, you're having your sales calls and you're confident and you crush it and the person says, yes, I want to work with you. Here's my credit card. I am ready, sis. Are you prepared for what comes after that? Right? So first step, write it down. Okay. Think about what happens. What tool are you using to take payment over the phone? What tool are you using for your payment plans? What tool are you using for your contracts? Is there any pre-work that you need the client to do before they get started? Like if you are someone that does somebody's website, what information do they need to give you and what method do they give it to you and whatever else, like writing all of these things down so that you can start to build out your systems, because this all ties into an amazing experience. The other day we talked about 5 ways to position yourself as an expert. What was one of those tips? Have a great quality service. This all starts with the moment they say yes. It's now all about the service and the experience and how informed am I. Again, I aim to over to communicate, like over deliver. I had a new client commit yesterday when she paid over the phone, and I set it up where in my system, as soon as I press submit on her credit card form, she immediately gets a welcome email with login credentials to her private classroom so she can start her onboarding classes. In that classroom is a link to schedule her call. Like everything is like instant and automatic. There's no delay, right? Because the other thing too is if someone gives you money and there is no instant gratification, that can cause a feeling of regret. That can make them feel kind of weird about it. It can make them a little stressed, right? You want to make sure that you're over communicating and that you're over delivering and and even if the program doesn't start right away, because it can be a group program where, hey, we're going to start for a month. Okay, great. At least send them a welcome email immediately, right? At least give them some kind of Facebook group or classroom that they can look at, like something, right? So that they can know that this is real and I didn't just get scammed. Does that make sense? Is everybody feeling that? And even just think through, if you were signing up for a program, what would you want to happen? What would make you feel good? And look to duplicate those things for your clients, okay? So with that, tomorrow we're going to be talking about 5 ways to actually build the offer that your clients want. So we're going to go deeper into figuring out what that big challenge is, that big pain point, so that you can create the perfect thing for them. Before I let you all go, if you haven't already, click the link in my bio. There's a free instant access training in there for you. The training is on how I was able to earn $46,000 in 88 days using the fast track framework. Okay, so it's about 18 minutes. And also wanted to let you know, I've been alluding to this fast track program all week. Enrollment is currently open. It is a private coaching program. It's 101. It's not group. It's not a course. It's you and me. Okay. The purpose of the fast track program is to help you figure out what other opportunities exist for you to really showcase your expertise in the form of products and services. This could potentially mean we build a course together, we build a new offer together, we build a new info product, we build a membership group, we brand you as a speaker, whatever that next best niche is. And the good news is I built all of those niches for myself successfully. So not only do we get clarity on what that new lane should be, but then we build it out together. Okay, we build it, we price it, we launch it, we do all of those things together, and then we work on the growth plan. Because my main goal in this program too is for you to be able to continue to execute on what we're building together. So you get what's called an implementation plan. That's basically a business plan that shows you how to maintain what we built. It includes your revenue goals, your monthly promotions, how many customers you need to meet your targets, and also the marketing strategy that I recommend that you use to do that so that you're not lost. After the 90 days, you're able to get clarity on your value proposition and your vision and your intentions. You get the implementation plan. You have increased confidence. And you have you have a clearer direction on where the future of your business is going. So if you are like, I know I'm interested and I want to talk to you more about it, there's a book button in my Instagram bio right underneath the website that'll take you straight to my calendar. I normally charge for consultations, but you're actually able to get this call for free within the next week. So we're going to have a free 20-minute branding breakthrough session. The program does include 3 coaching calls, one of which is a jumpstart session, so it's a little bit longer than the average call. There's accountability assignments and support. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's included in this that we'll talk through more. Also, if you watch that free training in my bio, there's a breakdown of the program as well as the 4-step fast track framework. In terms of pricing and fees, we cover that on the phone because there's different levels to the program and there's different monthly payment options, and I don't want to be confusing and drop all of that right now because it's like, girl, what? Like, that's too much. So with that, again, this is very much for people who are already clear on their expertise. You have to already know what your brand is and your expertise in order to then figure out where else can we put you and position you. I currently have 7 streams of revenue in my business because of the fast track framework. That's what allowed me to earn that money in 88 days without working like crazy, because I have funnels and I have passive income and I have a membership group and I have residuals and I get booked and things like that. So I look to help existing experts do things like that. If you don't know your expertise yet and you don't have a brand at all, you are a better fit for the mentorship program, which is a 6-month experience. And you can still schedule a consultation to talk through that. Okay, still will give you the complimentary call. I'm not gonna, not gonna play you if you're new. But because I've already had several women go ahead and book a call this week, and I've already accepted 3 new people into the fast track program and 1 into the mentorship, spots are very limited. The reason why spots are limited, this is not a marketing gimmick. The reason why spots are limited is because it's private coaching. It's not group coaching. It's not a course. It's you and me on the phone several times over a period of months. Because of that, I only can have so many people. I just told you about the purpose of quality experiences, right? And creating good, memorable experiences for people so that they not only come back but they refer you out. I have to abide by the things that I teach, so I can't take everybody on the live. Like, it's 18 of y'all. I can't take 18 of y'all on right now. But for those that are serious and are ready to commit and who really want to bring their goals to life and who are tired of being frustrated with the thing that's supposed to bring them joy and happiness, I would go ahead and click the book button in my profile to schedule your complimentary branding breakthrough session. Again, if you do want more information, I do recommend that you click the link in my bio, watch that free training, and hear a little bit more about the fast track framework. With that, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, same channel here on IG Live. Love you lots. Talk to you soon.